I mean, a lot of people were screaming bloody murder when Metroid, which was from Nintendo, obviously a very Japanese company, gave the rights to the new Metroid game to a company from Texas.
The company Retro was actually based in Texas, which is a far cry from Japan. Big people, small people. Big hats, no hats. Video game experience, Texas.
And in addition to that, once they heard it was a first-person shooter, people were freaking out.
But the boys at Retro wanted to get the word out that this game was more of a first-person adventure as opposed to an FPS or first-person shooter.
Even though it looks like Doom, it looks like a first-person shooter, it's still very much about the exploration and finding the items to unlock new areas. The combat's almost secondary. Like, if you get hung up in that game, you're gonna get hung up on the puzzles and the exploration, not the combat.
But it was hot, though, because you bought it, didn't you?
Yeah, and yes, I did.
It was a good game. I was really surprised at, you know, the Texans. Hey,
Yeah,
they do it big in Texas.
You know, it looks pretty, it moves fast. It was a great game. It got Game of the Year.
It definitely opened a lot of eyes and changed some opinions about first-person type games.
Oh, the morph ball could get a bit dizzying from the first-person perspective, though. Like it's
Metroid Prime 2 Echoes was a very beautiful game. It had a very beautiful environment. It was much like Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. You had like a dark world and a light world. You had to switch between both.
There's a planet called Aether, and then there's another planet called Dark Aether.
Dark Aether is the shady parallel universe to Aether. You know, that's where you go if you want to gamble, see a little bit of leg.
Further complicated by the fact that there is like a dark, evil twin version of Samus running around, causing mischief, giving you a bad name. What are you gonna do?
The gameplay stayed very much the same. You know, it's all about the exploration. You see somewhere you can't get to, you gotta find the item to get there and go back.
It just has a lot of the same feeling, like the same tone and the same kind of melancholiness and kind of loneliness there.
And that's just like a little homage that they give us to remind us, and I think maybe to even thank us for continuing to play the game.
I'd say it's better than Monet. I'd say Metroid is better than Monet. And they're directly comparable.